Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Archieverse. Welcome to the Archie and Lux Livestream Show, episode 121224. How are you, Panerai Ferrari? I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, I'm good, mate. How are you?
I'm okay, thank you. Anything new
Good.
happening in your world?
No, I was just catching up on all the history of all of this today. So I was watching some of the old live streams,
Okay,
and I came across one of the other channels, and I spoke to them. Since
okay,
someone's making a comment, Seb Nelly already. Yeah,
okay.
just to understand what it's all about, what's who's who, and because you guys always talk about certain people, and I don't know who they are and what's happening.
Yeah, it's a ever evolving place. People come, people go. Things change, things move. You know how it goes.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Well, that's what I was sort of
characters.
saying before. It's like, people will come on the show and, they'll get experience or whatnot, and then they'll
Yeah.
go off and do their own thing. And it's like, someone could become a plumber, right? And then
Yes,
they work with someone for 10 years, they get their experience, and they take off and start their own plumbing business. So, I don't
exactly.
think there's anything
But
right.
the
But
difference with what you're saying is, yeah, they start their own plumbing business, but they don't take all the customers from their previous job and say, "Hey, come over to my plumbing business," and
no,
then
well,
and then and then and then badmouth the plumbing business that you used to work for.
yeah,
Right?
yeah. No.
See the
I'm
difference?
sure, yeah, I'm sure a lot of that stuff also goes on in different
Yeah.
industries and that, but
Or it's
yeah.
like you work, you're in McDonald's, and then someone from Burger King comes in and say, "Hey, fuck this place, come over here." Right? It's like that.
Yeah, yeah,
So,
yeah, I know. But I guess, yeah, the way that I look at it is there's always going to be assholes and bitches and,
yeah, for sure.
those sorts of people. You're always going to get it. I work in the corporate world, right? And it's
Yeah.
no different, right? And the same sort of situation. You just got to insulate yourself from it and not get dragged into it. Thank
Yeah,
you, God,
office
Bubba.
politics.
Panerai Ferrari forever. That's very nice. Thank you.
There you go. From $2 from Golden Bamba. Thank you.
Well, one thing I can guarantee you guys is I won't be ever leaving and starting my own channel because I've got no interest in doing anything like that. I just like to
Fair enough.
chat to you guys. So
No worries. I hope you find it interesting having these chit chats and talking about different topics.
yeah, yeah, it's actually it's become a little bit addictive. When I first was thinking, oh, I want to join,
Yeah.
I was thinking, oh, I was a bit nervous because I'm not really, I'm definitely not in media or anything like that.
Yes.
And then yeah, just chatting to you guys and getting to know you, it's been good. It's fun times.
Hopefully you'll be able. Hopefully, in 2025, it'd be good to meet up with Archie sometime because he sometimes travels different cities. He's quite often in Sydney, Melbourne. He lives in Brisbane, so I'm sure there'll be an opportunity to meet up with a few different people.
Yeah.
And
Well, I
I
travel
think you
for
saw
my
in the
work.
chat.
Yeah,
Sorry,
sorry. No, go on.
I was gonna say I think you saw in the chat the other day. I think someone's organizing a meetup in Sydney. So there's these different kind of community events and things that you might be interested in.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah. Well, I travel for my work as well. So next time I go to Brisbane for work, I was gonna hit Archie up and try to catch up. So that'll be good.
Nice, nice,
What
nice,
about you?
nice.
You ever come to Australia at all?
I used to live in Australia. I used to
Mm.
live in Melbourne. That was when in the corporate days when I worked in offices. Um, yeah, I've traveled the world. I've lived in America, in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada, all different kind of places.
And what do you do now, apart from obviously live streaming?
Oh, I have other businesses. I, I don't disclose these businesses because you see the hatred. You see that some people are very toxic.
Yeah.
So I don't really get into my personal life too much.
No,
But
that's right. Yeah. Just
yeah,
separate it.
people can have their opinions, and hey, that's their opinions. So yeah, I have some businesses. So
Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. And how'd you end up in? You're in southern Thailand, or something like that?
Yeah, I'm in Thailand. I'm in Thailand.
Yeah.
Just
In Thailand?
just traveling. Same, like I say, when I've been traveling around the world. I've been traveling since I was about 18 years old. So just, got the travel bug and just went from country to country.
And so, what's the deal with like migrating there or living? Like, are you a citizen of Thailand, or how does that work?
No, you can't be a citizen. Well, there is some foreigners that become citizens, but it's like about 5 or 10 per year. It's very, very complex process.
Mm.
You can get long-term residency, either through marriage, through investment. There's loads of options to stay long term.
And if you're not a citizen, do they make you leave the country? That, or do you have to, like, because I heard in China that if you're not a citizen and you're living there, I think it's every 3 months or something, you got to leave for a week or something, or
It depends on what visas you're on. There's like literally there's probably about 50 different visas, so it depends on what visa you're on. It all depends.
yeah,
It's like a rabbit hole of bureaucracy, visas, and all that kind of stuff. You
yeah,
you
okay.
could either renew your visa every 1 year, every 5 years. It depends on what visa you got.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So
Oh,
yeah, it
cool.
all depends.
And you reckon you'll stay in Thailand?
I don't know. Who knows? Nobody knows the future. Nobody
Mm.
knows. Who knows? Yeah, nobody knows.
But what do you
I
what do
never
you
like to say like I'm gonna do this or I'm gonna do that because I really don't know the future, right? So
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I've learned in life too. You can have your long-term goals, but really things can change so quick in, a year, 2 years, 3 years. So you plan too far ahead, you really, you really can't do it because, yeah, like you say, anything can pop up, right?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and we might not even be alive. Some people say like, "What are you gonna do when you're retired?" or "What are you gonna do when you're 60 or 70?" I'm like, How do you know? How do you even know you're gonna get to that age, right?"
Yeah, that's
So
right. Yeah. That's what I reckon. It's really important just to have a balance in life because, as you say, I mean, you could die tomorrow or you could live to over 100. You just don't know.
yes,
And the way I look at it, life is I say, well, you can't control, there's so much you can't control, right? But I reckon if you can make it into your 80s and you can look back on your life and say, I chased my dream, whether you win or lose, and you saw everything you wanted to see and you did everything you wanted to do, to me, that's a pretty successful outcome.
yeah. And for me, my dreams was traveling, and I've done that. Right, I've been to numerous countries. I've traveled pretty much all my life, and that was my dream was to travel and to
Mm.
see different countries and different cultures. And I did it. Whereas a lot of people they say that traveling is a dream, but they've always put it on the back burner, right?
Yeah, yeah. Well,
So
what's your favourite place you've ever been to?
um, it depends. I can't pinpoint an exact favorite because everything is so different. It depends on the context. I don't have one particular favorite, but I respect all different countries for their unique qualities.
But do you have
Um,
any particulars that you can call out? Like you might say, like for me, I haven't done a lot of travel, but my wife and I a couple of years ago we went to New Zealand and we went to Queenstown area and just beautiful for all the rivers and mountains, just gorgeous.
I
Anything
would
in that?
actually, I would actually say I really like Japan. Japan is an absolute epic place.
Yeah,
I've been to Japan. Believe it or not, Scotland for beauty, the nature. Scotland is an amazing place. Canada again for its natural beauty, mountains. If you like the cold, but even in the summer though, in Canada, it can get quite hot. Um,
right.
Canada's a vast nation, so it's not all cold, cold, cold.
Yeah, but one of my colleagues was from Canada, and he recently moved back there with his family. He's been living in Australia for something like 15 years, 20 years, quite a long time.
Yeah.
And he moved back to Vancouver Island.
Yes.
Apparently it's got the highest concentration of cougars there. I'm not talking about the MILFs.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, so...
Yeah, Vancouver Island, it's actually a big island, Vancouver Island.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it's massive.
On the map, when you zoom out, you think it's quite small, but it's actually very big.
Yeah, no, I totally can see that, yeah. But that's, and I said to him, oh, look, what if you go for, you just want to go for a hike or something like that? Aren't you worried about getting attacked? And he said, you always get that sense that something's watching you.
Yeah, you just take bear spray, right?
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, bear spray.
But that's what I like about New Zealand, right? Because they don't have any snakes and they don't have anything that can kill you. Well, apart from
don't they have spiders? Don't they have the is it Black Widow? Don't they get those spiders from Australia?
Yeah,
I think I've heard of. I think they come over on shipping containers sometimes, and I've heard. But yeah, in general, I think it's pretty safe in New Zealand.
Yeah. Well, it's like safer than being attacked by a cougar, right?
Wait.
Yeah.
Where did you find his talent? Panerai Ferrari. You're gold. You're gold.
Gold, Jerry, gold.
Guy, his energy level is skyrocketing. Can you scale back the energy level? Scale back the energy level from a 10 to maybe a 3. For fuck's sake, the charisma, the gravitas that this guy has. Panerai, you're gold.
He is gold.
No, seriously.
I know he's gold.
So, Archie, give Panerai Ferrari the keys to the dungeon.
Hey, how are you?
Hey, Arch. How are you, mate?
Fuck, where'd you find him, Luxy? Where'd you find Panerai?
He found us. We didn't find him. He found us.
Yeah, how you going? I tell you what, guys.
We found a new curly.
What does that mean?
Tell you some vile stuff has come out of their mouth today.
Hey, Panerai, I'm a huge fan of yours. You know that? Even though you call me a little bit subhuman. Did you call me subhuman?
Mate,
when did
you call me subhuman, Panerai?
I absolutely did, because some of the comments that you made to Archie.
Give me one comment that I make to Archie that was distasteful. Give me one.
Don't fall for it, Panerai.
Give me one. Give me one.
Don't engage him.
Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it.
Panerai, give me one comment that I said to Archie, which you found.
I wouldn't repeat it.
Just ignore him. Ignore him.
You don't know. Give me one.
He's trying to catch you. He's trying to catch you.
Give me one, Panerai. And I'll apologize. Give me one. Give me one. Give me one, Panerai. Give me one. Give me one time where I disparaged Archie.
Mark, what do you want to talk about, Mark?
No, do you want me to jump off? I'm happy to jump off and stuck in with Panerai.
Fuck off. Goodbye. See you later. Fuck off then. Go on.
That's the way to do it, mate. Well done. Well done.
Jeez.
He's difficult. Narc is very difficult.
So these are the characters, Panerai. I'm sure you've met them already, some of these characters.
Yeah, well, Arch, I was just mentioning before you jumped on. So I was doing a bit of the background research to all this drama and watching some of the prior streams to see who some of the people that were on the streams.
Yes.
And I came across one of the other channels, and I jumped on there earlier today and spoke to the guys to get a better understanding of what all the drama was and the history. Yes. But I'm loyal to Archie. Always loyal to Archie.
Vile fuckers out there, isn't there? Vile. What do you say? I don't know why they're so nasty. Do you?
No idea, mate.
I mean, the hilarious thing is, did you hear today, Luxy, your good friend?
Who?
Your good friend. I'll tell you who.
I have no friends.
Ali Reza.
Oh, okay.
I'll bring this up, okay?
What did he say?
This is what he said. I'll just bring his comment up on the screen here. He goes, Ali Reza, $5.05. Back on topic. So Archie got his watches stolen. Archie got his stolen watches back, committed insurance fraud, and went to China to fling them. Is that what the current news is? So,
Yeah, that's disgusting. That is fucking disgusting.
mean, for starters, the watches weren't even insured. I got nothing, not $1 back from the watches.
Yep, I know that. You told me back fucking however long ago it was.
I had $5,000 worth of jewelry and watches. That was $5,000, and I actually put that against a jewelry piece because the assessor said that would probably be scrapped and melted if anything's going to come up. If you don't put the watches there, they're yours. You legally own them.
I thought Ali wasn't into drama and stuff. I thought he doesn't like drama.
Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? It's all.
This is what happens, Panerai. Things get twisted. Things get, lies just get made up. Like Narc will jump on, say he spoke to somebody, make up a complete lie,
and he hasn't spoken to any. He's
yeah,
never.
And everyone just goes along with it, and it turns into.
And he's never spoken to fucking anybody. This is the thing.
This is how the drama happens, Panerai. It's like a Chinese whisper. Someone says something, and then like 10 people down the line have heard slightly different story, and then hey, it's fact. The last person says, "Yeah, it's fact. I heard it. Someone told me it's fact."
Yeah.
So fuck.
But is the drama also good for entertainment too? You know, I'm starting to see that this whole back and forth drama could be.
Well, I can tell you it's not good for my blood pressure. I can tell you that now. Might be entertaining for the punters, but hey. Yeah,
it's the lies. It's when it's stupid like this.
Yeah, it's the lies.
So then someone says, Archie got his watches back. Someone will come up, and it's just so fucking. You just
people
feel
say
like
that my wife is fake. People say I didn't have COVID. People say I didn't go to London, bro house. Why didn't I go to London, bro? There's all these questions, and which I've answered there's a legitimate answer to every question. But it just gets twisted and turned into nasty shit.
Now I'm worried what people are going to start saying about me.
Okay.
Does Panerai like pork? Yes, I like pork, of course.
Who doesn't like pork?
I actually found the trick to doing really good roast pork belly. You know, like sometimes you struggle to get that the crispy top of it.
Yes.
If you roast it for the majority of the time, and then the last sort of 15 minutes or so, you put it under the grill, and then it just blisters. That's the trick.
Yes.
There you go. Yeah. Panerai, don't eat the pork. What pork? What's he talking about?
It's a gag. It's a gag that they've got running there.
So yeah, Panerai. So when you go to and listen to some of this background, don't just believe everything you hear, because half of it's complete nonsense.
Oh no! I'm not going to get caught up in any of that. No, I'm just here to have a good chat and have fun and support the channel. So
I appreciate that. Appreciate it.
It's disappointing. You know what I mean? It is very disappointing. I will say that. It's very disappointing.
The biggest thing I think is crazy, Panerai, is the hypocrisy, right? Some of these channels, they say that they're, oh my God, look at this toxic shit. Look at this, look at that in the Archieverse. Sure, I'm not perfect. Archie's not perfect. We might have said one or two flippant comments. We might have timed someone out. We might have banned someone in the chat. It is what it is. But we don't do 10 hours daily shows of pure hatred, bullying, harassment, AI videos, fake shit for 10 hours every day. Sure, me and Archie might have said some nasty comments once on the blue moon, but is it 10 hours daily of pure hatred?
Just 3 hours.
Bullying? Huh?
I said no, just 3 hours.
It's not, but you know what I mean. Like, dude, we don't like. We have a bit of a joke and a laugh, but we don't go that fucking deep.
Yeah. Well, that's what I reckon. as I said, I've been watching Archie for 10 years, right? And I saw the live streams pop up, as the videos. And I would watch, I'd see a video and go, fuck, a 3-hour video. What's that all about? And I click on it and click through it. And I thought, this is nothing about watches. And that's why I sort of never really got into the live streams. But that's what I was saying before. Maybe just, I don't know. I just like, as someone that not, on the panel, but just as someone that's a fan, I would just say it'd be good to talk more about, actual watches and cars and
Yes,
whiskies and wine and food and travel, politics. That's just my, yeah. And again, I just say that purely as a fan. Hey?
Politics is a tough one. It gets very sketchy with politics.
Oh yeah, it could be.
Like if I say the Earth is flat, oh shit, it's hell to pay.
Sorry, you say what?
If I say the Earth is flat, there'll be hell to pay. If I say I don't like Trump, it's the end of the world. It's very.
Oh yeah. You got to be careful.
Nelson Oliveira says, "Lux, only thing good for blood pressure is 1 hour walks and no salt in your diet." True. I'm doing that, Nelson. Thank you. There we go.
Yeah.
There we go.
What's Archie doing? Writing his memoirs.
Got to fill out a document. That's all.
Oh.
I just found. Sorry, yes, Archie.
Keep going.
No, carry on.
I was going to say, it's really good to have you guys here. I just can't believe, it was fun doing live streams. It was fun. But it just wears you down. You know what I mean? Like, I want to have fun here. I want to have some fun. I don't want to have nastiness and constant shit happening,
Yeah, I agree. Just keep it positive, positive discussions and positive chats, and just talk about fun shit, and that's all you got to do.
Dodger says, on a positive note, I filled my wheelbarrow with wood. Congratulations, Dodger. Enjoy the wood. What's
all this stuff they're talking about pork?
Oh, we love pork. You don't like pork?
It's a situation. When I made a trip to Melbourne, we had one of the fans who went there, and one of the side jokes was that he ate all the pork. He ate all the pork. That's the gag.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. All right.
So
if you ever meet Archie, don't eat all the pork, okay?
Yeah. Right. I'll buy double servings.
We got a very kind super chat from Rich Mitch, £2 Lux likes pork sword. I don't understand. What's pork sword?
I get it, but I won't say.
Tell me. Can you tell me?
It's a dick, isn't it?
Oh, yes, I don't know.
That's right.
Okay.
It is.
There we go. Thank you so much.
I didn't want to say anything.
That's okay. Hey, we can say any. You can say anything you want. Thank you, Rich Mitch. Thank you. I just came across a brand. Apparently it's an American brand called Wilbur Watch Company. Have you ever heard of it? Wilbur Watch Company?
No, never heard of it.
I'm going to bring it up. I don't know if this is a Chinese brand. On the marketing, it says it was an American brand. I've literally just clicked on the website. This is the very first time I've ever seen it. Let's click on the brand first.
I'm Jason Wilbur, and I am untamed. I'm addicted to climbing the mountains inside of my head, to going further than before.
So I guess this is the guy that...
exploration of the furthest places behind my eyes.
Okay, voted American.
I'm possessed by big ideas and my dreams, by giving life to these machines. This is my art. I will not conform. This is my promise. These machines are.
So it says it's voted America's watch brand of the year.
daily reminder
And
of what you fought through.
Wilbur.
Thank you for the fuel to create what I was.
I don't know
once
who
told was
voted it America's
impossible.
Watch Brand of the Year. I've never heard of the brand. Let me know in the chat. Has anyone heard of this brand?
No, I've never heard of it.
Let's have a look at the timepieces. So you got the Leo collection, EXP collection. So that's it, Leo and XP. So here is the Leo. Let's unmute it. All right. Oh, they're quite expensive. $39,000, $40,000, $32,000. Let's go with the cheaper one, $32,500. Titanium, black and more multi-finish titanium. Movement, a Wilbur engine 1 automatic jump hour movement. First in-house movement designed by Jason Wilbur. Made in Switzerland. There you go. What do you think about that? The time that I'm guessing that's the hours in the center. Let me get a better picture.
Well, number one, Wilbur, is that a nice name for a brand? You kind of think like the person that created the company's last name might be Wilbur. It's like that car company. You know that crazy car that's come out, and it's called the McMurty. Have you ever heard of that? The McMurty?
No.
Sorry, I always turn this into a discussion about cars. We're going to look at that
That's
later.
Okay. That's okay.
Yeah, you want to see that car. Bring it up later. But it's a bit like that. But yeah, Wilbur. Like, would you want to wear a watch called Wilbur? And I don't know. It's a bit, to me, it's a little bit too chunky, right?
Yeah. Let me see. This is give the dimensions. Let's go back. Dimensions. 46 mil. 48.5 mil max width at tabs. Tabs, I'm guessing he's talking about lugs, right? Tabs?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
There's the movement on the reverse. In-house movement. Archie, look at that. You see where it says Leo? That is the logo of the Leo beer in Thailand.
Ah, yes.
It's the exact same font as Leo beer.
Wow.
For those that don't know, so have a look at the Leo there. Now it reminds me of Leo beer in Thailand. Now tell me if this is the same kind of font.
Yeah.
Kind of reminds me of that.
Yeah, it's very similar.
Yeah. So there you go, Leo beer. And
how did you hear about this watch?
I just found a link on a website, Watch Pro. They were marketing this watch as like an ad on watchpro.com, and that's where I heard about it.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a lot of money as well, isn't it?
Yeah, for a random brand that no one's ever heard of.
32 grand.
I think it's too busy. I don't particularly like the dark. I do like these kind of Richard Mille kind of esque watches. Very, lots of gears and levels, but it doesn't really do it for me. It looks cheap.
Yeah,
it looks very cheap.
It doesn't look like a $32,000 watch.
No, it looks like a Chinese $2,300 whatever $1,000 watch.
Yeah. Hey, I heard for Swiss watches to be able to say it's a Swiss watch, 60% of the value of the movement has to be Swiss made, right?
Yeah.
So what a lot of them do,
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So you know what a lot of them do is they create that solid gold rotor, right? So technically speaking, then, yes, they hit that 60% mark, so they can put Swiss made, but then a lot of the parts will just be made in China.
Of course.
So I reckon if you actually see a movement where it's got a solid gold rotor, I would be wary and say, oh, maybe actually, don't be suckered into that. Just food for thought.
Well, that can be the case, can't it? Definitely. Definitely, because China can make things so cheap. And who polices how much the percentage is? You know, who polices this?
Well, that's right.
It works on have to be on an honesty system, isn't it?
Well, I'm sure there's an authority around it, and they maybe do audits or whatnot. But yeah, you wonder how much is, like they get something made in China and they funnel it through, another country, and then it comes back into who knows?
Yeah, how would anybody know what exactly is done where? And who puts the value on it? Who controls what costs what exactly?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly, 100%.
So they do the easy shit in Switzerland because it's expensive.
Yeah.
And the hard stuff.
Yeah. Well, see, these days too, a lot of the parts, they're made on machines, right? So,
yes.
How would you even know?
How would you know? And then you just train the person to use the machine. It's not like a fine craft.
Well, no, it's just CNC kind of like computer. They put they create the model on the PC and the computer and send that file to the machine. The machine just makes it.
Yeah, pretty much. What's this, Stephen Impotence? What's that? How you say it? I reckon Panerai is too good. He's a plant. I'm getting a lot of compliments, I'm liking this.
Oh, don't worry. The negativity will come as well. No, I'm joking.
They will come. Something to look forward to.
Can you handle it?
Oh, mate, I work in sales. I can handle it. Deal with fucking assholes every day.
Yes.
All right, Jake the Yuppie's in the house. This is a good guy, Panerai. Jake the Yuppie.
Hey,
He's
man.
an Aussie.
Hey, Jake. How are you, mate?
Panerai, how are you, bud?
Yeah, good, mate.
Panerai Ferrari, are those your favorites?
Well, yeah, Panerai's my favorite watch and Ferrari's my favorite car. So I've had this name for my YouTube login for, I don't know, probably like 20 years or something, if not more.
Yeah, cool. Do you have a Ferrari?
That's what Archie asked me. I wish, mate. Yeah, it's one of the painful things in my life. I really love Ferrari. I've got a real strong passion for it. I've no interest in the whole showing off or anything like that. It's just, and all the cars that I've driven, so I've done a lot of, I've done a couple of drive days and track days, and best car I've ever driven was the Ferrari 458 Italia, or Spider, actually, the convertible one. And then the second best car I've ever driven is the Ferrari F430, the model before it.
That's cool, man. They're cool cars. They're beautiful.
Yeah.
I like it. Like the early 2000s ones are just sweet. I rate them. I like them more than Lambos. I like them.
Yeah, well, I drove a sorry, returning to car talk again, but I drove a Lamborghini Gallardo, and that was, I think, the model
How
before.
Did you find that? I've been a passenger in a Gallardo.
Oh yeah, have you ever driven any supercars, Arch?
No, I have not.
You haven't? Okay, yeah, you should try to
I've been in two Lamborghinis, a Diablo and a Gallardo, and a Ferrari F8 Tributo.
Oh, that's nice. How'd you get into the F8 Tributo? Just a fan or something, was it?
Yeah, I made a video saying, "Hey, I've never been in a Ferrari." He said, "I got a Ferrari. Come over." He also, he's quite a nice guy, and he sells gel blasters. That's his business. He made
right.
I kind of lost contact with him because he also offered me a ride in his. He had a McLaren and a Lamborghini as well, and I didn't actually take him. I was a bit, I don't know what happened, a bit rushed, but amazing stuff,
Yeah, Yeah, well, I mean, I've driven quite a range of different cars, but I would definitely say that you got to go into that European supercar category to really feel something, something different. Even a Porsche, I've driven a Porsche 911 and a Maserati Gran Turismo, and they're close enough to a normal car that they still you can kind of like go, oh, okay, I can see why these cars are famous and they're popular, but they're still close enough to the experience of a normal
Do you
car.
think an Audi R8 would classify as a would that classify as a supercar?
Yeah, I reckon absolutely. Yeah,
What's
but they're not going to
the
make it
base
anymore.
model? What would be the entry car? Like, what would you say? Okay, anything less than this doesn't qualify. Like, would a Maserati qualify?
No.
Nah,
You
shitters,
find
shitters,
a lot
shitters.
Yeah, like a lot of car guys, and because I follow a lot of car YouTubers as well.
Yeah.
And
Who do you follow? I love Harry's Garage. I love the Wizard. I watch the Wizard. The Wizard.
The
No, I
Wizard.
don't know about that. No.
I prefer Wizard does work for Hoovie's Garage. I prefer him to Hoovie's Garage. Hoovie's
The one I like the most is Seen Through Glass.
Oh, the English one. Yeah.
The English guy. Yeah. I find him very entertaining.
Arch, who were those two guys that were advertising on your stream that were they were doing up a Buick or some shit? What was the deal with them?
I just wanted to get some. That was years ago. That was like 10 years ago. It was a Buick.
He's on all the old ads.
Yeah, that was ages ago. Yes.
Because if you're into luxury, you're gonna watch me and my son do up some '73 Buick. I'm like, okay.
It was
cool.
60s. It was the 60s. But America loves that sort of stuff. Cars and watches. Look. It doesn't mean that car doesn't mean much to me, but in America, they like their Buick. Buick was a very upper middle class car. It wasn't Cadillac, but it wasn't Chevrolet. It was between them. See.
Yeah, I see.
I wouldn't know anything about Buicks and all of that.
How's the Beamer, Arch?
The Beamer's fine. Beamer's fine. Fine.
That's good.
How do you find it for repairs? Is it pretty reliable?
Well, I got it new, so it's only 3 years old with 50,000 Ks on it. It's not really that. You'd have to ask me in 5 years' time. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's on a service plan, so I don't have to pay for it. But look, Japanese is reliability, really, isn't it? If you want, something not fun and boring is more reliable. Okay.
Yeah.
The thing is, Arch, these Japanese cars, like the Toyotas, they're not fucking cheap. They're expensive. For what you get, I understand they're reliable, but for a boring car, they're actually very expensive. And, if you want to buy a RAV4, it's on a fucking wait list. It's like trying to get a fucking Daytona. It's bullshit.
Yeah.
Toyota, I like I like a Hyundai. I think that's good value. But Toyota, I don't know. I think they've kind of lost it a bit. That's my take anyway. I know
they have.
They've lost it a bit,
a lot.
Yeah, a second-hand Camry with 150,000 Ks on it still cost you 30 grand. It costs as much as my Mercedes did with 20,000 Ks on it. They're just poor value.
Maybe not quite that many Ks,
but they're expensive. Do you know what I mean?
But I think a lot of these car companies, they're really struggling. Like they're saying Nissan's about to go bust.
Yeah, but that's because it uses a
Jag
CVT transmission. CVT, it's disaster.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Again,
and you got all these Chinese brands pumping out cars like mobile phones or something. It's crazy.
Oh, mate. Last time I was in China, I tell you, man, the quality and tech of these cars is outrageous, and for what they would cost you Aussie, that's why in America they put 100% tariff, because if they don't do that, mate, you'll sell no other cars. You couldn't sell any other cars. No way. They're twice as good and half the price.
Yeah, but look at this. I was looking at buying not this particular model, but a car from this brand, which is a brand from China called Netta. I was looking at getting the Netta X. This is called the Netta V or Netta 5. And we got a super chat before I get into this. Rich Mitch, £2 Lux hacked at me with his bacon cutlass.
Ooh. On guard, Rich Mitch.
Hey, I'm sure Rich Mitch would love me to hack him with my bacon cutlass. Thank you, Rich Mitch.
Whoa, look at this car.
This is the very first and only, I believe, I could be wrong, Chinese car brand to go for NCAP safety testing. And it got a 0 star. It failed.
Wow.
Jesus.
0.
Look at it.
And it's the only one that's actually got the test.
No, don't they have to get tested to be sold in Australia, or is that not true?
Asia.
Okay.
So the article says Chinese EVs have been dominating electrical vehicle market around the globe. Their safety is often a matter of concern, and recently the safety rating of a Chinese electric hatchback grabbed everyone's attention. A Netta V received 0 rating in Asian. Asian is basically Southeast Asia. NCAP crash tests.
Mental.
That's outrageously bad, isn't it? Very concerning.
That's shocking. How fast do they test those?
I'm not sure. I can try and look at more details.
Because if that car was traveling at anything under sort of 80 k's an hour, that's fucked.
So how much is this? You know, they got that Z car brand. That's like a new one that's just launched. Like, how much is that? Do you want to bring that up, Lux?
What's it called?
It's called Zeka or something. ZEEKR, I believe. Like, how would that compare? I wonder how much that would compare to a Tesla.
I'm just searching it now. We got another super chat. The Gangster, £5. Thank you, Gangster. Thank you for the support. He says, can we have an update on how much the Beamer has depreciated this week, Archie?
Hey. Depreciated. Look, it I think it loses about $1,000 a month. $250 a week.
Fucked. Jesus Christ. Fuck.
Well, remember I told you I was looking at the 2 Series, right? The 230i, right?
Yes.
That's the coupe. 90 grand new, and you can get one that's like 2 years old, like 10,000 Ks or something like that on the clock, and it's like almost or just over 60 grand. So it's lost like a third of its value.
I mean, obviously, the first 2 years is the worst depreciation, you know?
Yeah.
Fuck, Arch. That makes me squirm. I just couldn't cop that, bud.
What do you think Mercedes is like?
Well, yeah, but my Mercedes is 4 years old, right? A new one of mine is $90,000, and I paid $33,000. So
there you go,
the depreciation's mostly like it will depreciate. I mean, it's a fucking car, but it's not going to depreciate $1,000 a month.
Well,
I'm not paying finance on it. Like, fuck me dead.
Yeah, but the difference is, Jakey, you bought yours second hand. Archie bought his brand new.
Yeah, and I'm saying, don't fucking do that again. Don't do it again.
I tell you, I've only ever bought one car new, which is my current car, and it's now 9 years old. I'm still going to keep it for another 2.5 years. And it's the first and the last time I'll ever buy a brand new car, but I only bought it quite cheap anyway. It was 28.5 grand. So it wasn't like an expensive car. Just a little Skoda.
How do you find this? Would you have bought a Mazda? What stopped you buying a Mazda instead of the Skoda?
It's kind of like, I think it was either you or Jake was saying, you know, the Japanese cars, like, you know, they're cheap to repair and everything, but they're shit to drive. You know, I drove.
No, not. Mazda's good. Mazda, I got a Mazda.
They're driving a tank. I fucking hate Mazda.
Yeah.
Mazda
they're
are good.
expensive. They're expensive.
Oh, they're not.
They're expensive, Luxy.
How is a Mazda expensive?
It's expensive. The Mazda SUVs, like the CX-5, is a nice car, and it's expensive.
Not if you buy second hand.
The Skoda is the new Volvo. It's a yuppie
Ah,
car.
you know, if when I was a kid, if you turned up at the school and your mum and dad dropped you out off in a Skoda, you'd get fucking laughed at. Skoda was never classed as like a real car. It was classed as
They're
like
kind of new to Australia, and people kind of like them.
I tell you what, that little Skoda that I bought, because I actually had two cars, right? I had a weekend car. So I had like an older Mercedes AMG convertible thing, right? And that the idea was I'd have that as my weekend car. And then I had my Alpha, which we spoke about before, as my daily car. Then that went to shit and everything started to break. And that's when I got rid of that. And I just needed a daily car. So that's when I got the Skoda. And I actually ended up getting rid of the Mercedes because the Skoda was much better to drive even than the Mercedes. Which sounds crazy, you know, but that Skoda that I got is one of the best cars I've ever driven. Like the seating position, it's very zippy.
Yeah, that's cool, man.
Yeah,
what kind of Skoda? Was it an Octavia or something? What was it?
No, it's a Skoda Rapid Monte Carlo.
I don't know that car. I don't know that car.
No, I think what they did is I think they put a shit ton of effort into creating just an awesome car, trying to get into the market, like trying to get the Skoda brand, you know, build it up.
Yeah.
And so I just bought at the right time, the right car. So, and it's been great.
Yeah, good awesome stuff, man.
Yeah.
My Mercedes is fucking amazing to drive. I just fucking hell. It's so good.
Someone said Panerai Skoda. I'm going to change my name.
Panerai Skoda would be a funny name.
But what Mercedes have you got?
I got an A250 sedan.
Yeah.
And they're pretty fucking good, actually. I like it. I mean, it's kind of a baby Benz, right? Like, but the 250 engine, it fucking flies. It's just so smooth. It's really good.
Is that the A class or the CLA?
It's the A class. Yeah, it's the exact same as the CLA, but the CLA has a more like sunken, because it's more of like a more of a coupe style. So it's like it's the same engine, it's the same tech, all the rest of it's just a different shape.
Yeah, yeah.
But then the CLA, I looked at the CLA, it was like fucking $20,000 more, and I was like, well, fuck that, I don't care.
Yeah, they got exactly the same interior, probably same engine, same everything.
It's literally the same engine because it's a CLA 250 and the A250. It's exactly the same.
Yeah,
it's exactly the same. So I've loved it. I got a fucking sick deal. I'm so happy with it.
Yeah.
Can I
pay for it?
Sorry, what's that?
How much did you pay for it?
It's a 2020. It had 23,000 Ks on it, and I paid 33,000 Aussie.
Yeah, shit. Yeah,
it's basically new. I took it to my mechanic, and he's like, "How much are you paying?" I told him how much. He goes, "This is a new car. Like, buy it." So that's what I fucking did.
That AMG that I bought, seriously, it would have been about 10 years old by the time I sort of was looking to get rid of it. Because again, like we moved, and where I moved to, I got to park on the street, right? So I couldn't even have two cars. But any mechanic that I took that car to, they just said, this thing is fucking amazing. Like, it's such good condition, so well built.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, honestly, I fucking love this car. It's so much fun.
Would you ever get an AMG?
What's that, sorry, bud?
Would you ever get an AMG?
I would love an AMG. Like, I would have, if I'd seen a deal on an AMG, I would have paid a bit better for one, a bit more for one, sorry. The only thing about the AMG that I don't sort of rate is, first of all, I don't like the wheels as much. I don't like the rims as much. I like just the classic 5-point star Mercedes wheel, first of all, right? The second thing that I don't like about the AMG is nominally it's upgraded seats to some like tech fabric or something, but you go from basically like leather or fake leather seats, which look and feel really nice, to this sort of horrible velvety material, and I don't like that as much. So there's a few things about the AMG I don't like, because my car, like, it's got It's got the sunroof. It's got like all the packages, so it's pretty specced out. Whereas, yeah, if I got the AMG, there'd be a couple of trade-offs. You know what I mean? Obviously, I'd still fucking love one.
Yeah. Well, the thing you got to be careful about is I think what you're talking about is that Alcantara, right?
Yes.
And they put that on the steering wheels, and within like,
it get
a
grubby.
year, it comes like rubber.
Yeah, it's like Clark's rubber in there, Arch.
Yeah.
I know. I've seen them. I've seen the AMG, and the AMG was another like 20 grand to get one. Like you know what? Like I was just looking. I had an open mind about getting a nice car, and I got what I thought was like a really good deal, and that was the way to buy it. I thought, like buy on value sort of thing.
Hey, do you guys want me to run through the cars that I'm looking at replacing the Skoda for?
Sure.
Yeah, sure. Let's see it.
Give me your advice.
Arch gives great advice on this shit.
All right, first one I got on the list.
How old is Skoda and how many Ks you got on it?
I've got 188,000 Ks.
Fuck!
Yeah.
How long have you had that for?
9 years. Yeah, I pretty much do 20,000 Ks a year because I'm in sales, right? So I'm driving around a lot.
Jeez.
Yeah, but I'm going to keep it. Well, I keep track of all the repairs, right? And then I compare it against what it would cost me in depreciation and interest to have a newer car. And as long as I stay under $2.5 grand a year in maintenance or like additional maintenance, I'm okay. And I've been spending probably like $1,500 extra a year on additional maintenance.
I agree with Angelic. You should drive that car into the ground. You're not going to be able to sell it. Drive it until it fucking falls apart.
What are you looking at? Tell me what you're looking at.
All right. The first one, okay, is an Alpine A110.
What's that? What the fuck? Can't you just buy a normal car?
It's a Renault.
Yeah, it's based on a Renault. Luxy, can you bring it up?
You're going to be putting too many Ks on it. Forget that. What else?
Yeah. Then I got a whole bunch of the new VW Golf R Mark K. So that's like the new shaped one.
Yeah, the Golfs are fucking cool.
Yeah. Well, the Skoda that I've got is based on a Golf, right? That's why it's like the seating position is all the cars that I've sat in, I don't think you can beat the seating position.
Have you got a family and kids and stuff? How old are you? We need some context. Like, what's the lifestyle? Because if you have kids and stuff, you're not going to buy a Golf, right?
No, I don't have no. Just me and my wife.
Yeah, because this is the South Yarra shopping trolley right here, right? And that's cool, but you don't want it with kids and stuff. I think that car looks fucking great. Yummy. That's a yummy car. How much are they?
Oh, they're not that expensive. They're probably like 65 grand. I mean, I get it second-handed as well. Probably like 50 grand or something probably costs.
Yeah, and the Golf, like, it's tried and tested. Like, isn't it like the Top Gear favorite car of all time? Like, people love these fucking things.
You need to get the manual, but get the manual.
Why is that?
I'm not a big manual driver. I'm not a big manual fan.
If you buy a manual,
garbage. The transmission is garbage.
But you can't fucking sell manuals. If you buy a manual, you will never be able to fucking sell the thing. Nobody under sort of 30 knows how to drive a manual these days. Nobody.
Mate, these days too, like if you want to buy a Porsche, right, in manual, you got to pay extra for a manual now, you know?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. There'll be a time when they just stop making manual cars altogether.
Well, I said in one of the other streams, I reckon that in even like 100 years, I reckon they'll have naturally aspirated cars with manual. And I reckon that cars will, like those types of cars will be like mechanical watches today. That's my prediction.
It'll be like a sexy thing. It'll be like an antiquated, cool thing, you think?
Well, it'll be just like, I mean, look, you know, these electric cars might be great from A to B and they can drive themselves and all of this stuff, but do they make you feel excited when you drive them?
Tesla's pretty fast.
Hey guys, I'm going to have to shoot off. I got to get to sleep. Luxy.
Bye, man. Bye, man.
Bye.
The
it'll be a better day on the streams tomorrow. Okay, I don't want the
Yes.
abuse. The abuse.
The
Okay,
bullying.
guys.
What
See you
abuse?
later.
See, mate.
What abuse happened, Luxy?
Oh, you haven't seen the daily 10-hour shows of bullying and harassment for 10 fucking hours a day?
Is it because I told Archie shouldn't buy a new BMW ever again?
No. It's just
Just
bullying,
the usual shit.
harassment. Yeah, you know how it goes. 10
Yeah,
hours a
okay.
day. These guys don't have fucking lives. 10 hours a day.
Fuck me dead. Find something else to do, boysies.
I know. Get another hobby, right?
Panerai, the thing is, with the Teslas, they are fun to drive, right? I always thought the Tesla was fun to drive. That was when I owned a Hyundai, right? Now that I've bought a Mercedes with like a proper turbo 2-liter Mercedes engine that actually fucking flies, a Tesla would bore me to death now. The Mercedes is way more fun than the Tesla to drive.
Yeah.
You can really fucking feel it. Like it has grunt.
Yeah. Well, you know, I've never actually driven an electric car before because I got nowhere to charge it. So I've not even been interested in electric cars. I've never looked at them.
No.
For the type of driving that I do too, it's just would be painful, like having to recharge it. It's just really not an option for me. So I've never driven one, but I heard that they're quite heavy, and I also like lightweight cars.
Sure.
That's kind of concerns me too, that everything's going electric.
What color Golf do you want?
Well, because I've got to park on the street, I probably just want to get a white car because it's going to get little scratches and marks, people just walking by. I've got so many little scratches and knocks and stuff on my current car, and it's all down one side, right? Because I've got to jump the curb, the narrow streets and that, and it's all down one side. And it's got all little scratches. So
yeah, and the white is sort of the classic color for the Golf. Like that's I see those around it, and you know what? A white car with the contrast black roof, like with the sunroof, they look fucking great. They look amazing.
Yeah, that contrast black and white, it's really cool.
Yeah, I love the Mercedes. Again, if one had come up, I would have bought one. But mine's like a mountain grey color, which looks nice too. But I love the white.
Yeah. Oh, that sounds like a nice color too. I like those sorts of those light greyish, or those type of greyish colored colours.
Yeah. It looks cool. It's sporty. Yeah, I like it. But I actually think in the Golf, the white is the go.
Yeah.
The white's the go. I like it. Yeah, I'd get the white with the contrast roof. I wouldn't get a red car personally.
All right, I'll throw another one at you.
Yeah.
And a BMW M2 competition. So that's not the current shape, but the shape before it.
Bring it up, Luxy. Which city are you in? Are you in Sydney?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what am I searching for?
BMW M2 competition.
Okay.
So why do you have to drive so much? Do you just drive around the city? Because an electric car would actually be fucking perfect for you if you do that.
Look, sometimes I've got to do longer distance and things like that.
Just think about all the money you'd save on fuel.
I don't have to worry about that.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah. Part of the deal. Part of the
I understand.
Yeah, which is lucky because I actually took this new job just before fuel prices went fucking nuts, and now I go.
It was part of your contract.
Mate, I fill up and it's like $2.30 or $2.40 a litre or something. Oh, fucking hell, I'm glad I'm not money for this anymore.
In Sydney, is it that much? It's only, I mean, I have to put premium in the Mercedes and it's only like $1.80. I mean, only, but at least it's not $2.30.
Yeah.
That's fucked.
Well,
so one of these.
Yeah. So one of these ones.
I like these a lot. The M-Sport is sexy.
Yeah, I've seen one before, like driving around. Like, I reckon they look awesome in black. Pretty nice in white too. That's a good picture of it.
Yeah.
But the only thing is, then you got all the old tech, and again, I just got to drive it and see what I think.
So what year would you be getting?
I think they stopped making them 2021 or something.
Well, the tech's not that old. If you get like a 2020.
Yeah.
No, the tech will be great. Like the tech will be fantastic. compared to your fucking Skoda. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, I know. I just got to I just want to test drive them and the next car I get, I want to get something that I love. You know, I want to wake up Sunday morning and be able to take it out, put it in sports mode, put the windows down, put the sunroof down, and just go out and enjoy it. You know,
that's me, bud. That's what I love to do as well, and it's the best feeling.
What about you, Luxy? What car have you got?
Mazda 3.
Mazda 3. Okay.
Yeah.
But you're not really a car guy, are you?
I like cars, but I don't research or I don't get too deep into them. But yeah, I do like cars.
Yeah, it was kind of a hobby for me. You know, like I love motoring and like when I went to New Zealand.
I love driving. Don't get me wrong. I'd find any excuse to drive and go out and enjoy, but I just don't get that deep. Yeah,
fair enough.
Yeah.
If I'm looking to buy one or something in particular, sure, yeah, I'll get deep into it. But yeah, at the moment I got my Mazda 3, and yeah, if I'm looking, yeah, I'll get deep into it. But yeah, I'm not like an encyclopedia of all cars and stuff like that.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Yeah, I'm a little bit too obsessed.
No, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
So, Panerai, tell us about your watch collection.
Oh, I've gone through it.
Did you already give a rundown? Oh no, we
Oh
don't.
no. But yeah, that's all right. No, I've only got the one watch. I've just got a Panerai Luminor.
Yes.
Yeah, I had a few different watches. Like I had a Rolex. I can't remember, like the Wimbledon one.
Yep.
I had a Omega Seamaster. I've had a Zenith Pilot watch. I've had a whole range of different watches. The problem is that I've sort of learned now in life to just buy stuff that you really love, because if you don't really love it, then you buy it, and then after a while you get pretty sick of it, and you go, oh shit, and then you got to try to sell it and deal with dickheads. And yeah, pretty much like a lot of the stuff I like is just haute horology stuff, like $100,000 plus watches and stuff like that. I was like, fuck, I can't afford any of that. And then even if you could afford it, what are you going to do? Walk down the street with $150,000 on your wrist?
Well, in Australia you can. You can't anywhere else.
Yeah, you got to be careful. Like the UK, they've got a real problem. Like some guy even got stabbed to death because he was wearing a fake Patek.
Yeah. No, it's fucked. It's just fucked over there.
That's fucking crazy, man. Like, yeah,
and in the US as well.
Yeah, so he died just because of a fucking fake watch. And now they got guys in the UK. They walk around with fake watches. So they'll walk around with like a fake Rolex or something, and it's a sting. They just wait for the guys to come up to them and start harassing, and then they'll come in and you can see videos online, and they tackle them and arrest them and things like that. And have you guys also seen the guys on those e-bikes?
No.
The guys on the e-bikes, they drive around. So there's normally like two of them, and people will be on their mobile phone. They'll just ride up to them, snatch the phone, and ride off. They're starting to catch those guys now as well. That's been a big problem for them as well.
Yeah. Well, I really look forward to us importing everybody else's problems.
Yeah.
So that I can't wear my Rolex down the fucking street.
No, we'd like to do that in Australia, mate. That's for fucking sure.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Bring all your fucking problems. We'll take you.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's cool. That's cool. I wouldn't mind a piece of haute horology at some point, but the problem is it's never going to be a priority. When it's $100,000, you sort of have to have everything else done, because you'll always have something else to spend $100,000 on.
Exactly.
That's the problem. That's the problem.
No.
Having said that, I'm about to get a vintage Pepsi. Don't tell Arch, because he's gonna fucking lose his mind at me. And my collection will be getting up into that sort of range. So what can you fucking do there? It's expansive. This hobby's expansive.
Yeah. What watches have you got?
I've got a 1994 Day-Date. It was a birth year for me. I'm 30. And I've got the Starbucks Mark 1, so I've got like a 2020 Starbucks. And I've got an Omega Speedy, a 2020 Speedy. And I've got the Omega CK 859, which is like a limited edition or I don't know, numbered edition or some shit they did a couple of years ago, which is basically like a Calatrava. It's really unique in the Rolex range. It's really in the Omega range. It's a really fucking cool watch. Actually, of all my watches, that's the one that gets the most compliments, and it's the least expensive. It's really fucking cool. So yeah, that's where I'm. That's where I'm at the moment. The 4-piece feed. But I want a vintage Pepsi.
Nice. How much are they?
You can get them. They're around 17 market, I think. I'm going to get a 90s one. I'm really keen about that.
How reliable are they?
They're pretty reliable. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with them. Yeah, they're fine. Yeah. The thing is, there's a trade-off. My friend is a bit of an expert. My friend just bought a Coke, and he bought like a 2002 Coke, and he watched so many fucking videos. He knows everything about it now. And the thing is, so with the 2000s ones, you get solid end links, but the trade-off, at least in my mind, is that it swaps a quick set date for a quick hour function, which means you can track 3 times, which to me is fucking pointless. I don't need to track 3 times. Whereas the 90s ones, you still get the quick set date, which to me is way more important. Like, I just fucking hate not having a quick set date. Drives me insane. But then you have non-solid end links, so there's a bit of a trade-off to be made there.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, and they're a bit cheaper too than 90s ones as well. I just think they're money in the bank at the moment. I just I think they're good value, so that's what I'm going to get.
Yeah, sweet, man.
And I like them. They're a cool summer watch. But the problem is I've got too many fucking watches. I mean, how many watches do you really need? I like having 4 pieces. I think that's a really cool amount to have. It's like, yeah, I've got a watch collection, but I don't just go and buy every watch that sort of comes into my brain, and I can actually wear all of them.
Yeah.
So that's the trade-off. That's the trade-off there.
Well, that's the thing, right? Like, you see... Oh, just give me 1 sec. Hang on.
It's all right, bud. Like, Luxy, you know how there's those guys, they just have every Rolex? And you go... I mean, if I could have every Rolex, I would, but that's not like an expression of style or taste or passion for the hobby. To me, that's just like you're really rich and you can buy a lot of shit. You know what I mean?
Yes.
That's. I mean, like, don't get me wrong. I would do it if I could, but I kind of like having it a bit more individualistic. That's sort of part of the hobby.
Well, that's what I was going to say is, like, you see Archie do like a lot of these watch reviews, right? And then, you know, the guy will have like 5 dive watches all with steel bracelet. And you're like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, they all look the same. Like, you know,
What's
mix it
the
up
point?
a little bit.
Yeah,
What's
I
the point of
agree.
having that? Like, it doesn't... Like, if you have got like a, you know, a reverso, like a dress watch, and then you've got something like, you know, a Rolex, then it's... And then you maybe have something that's maybe a little bit more special or something. I don't know, whatever.
Yeah.
Like, at least you're kind of mixing it up a little bit, you know?
Yeah. No, I'm stoked about my collection because I've got a vintage gold Rolex in the flagship model that's a birth year, fucking tick. I've got a modern steel sports with the Rolex green, fucking tick. I've got a chronograph in the Speedmaster, and I just think every collection needs a Speedy. And I've got like a Calatrava style watch on leather. So I have every base covered. The only thing I don't have is a GMT. That's the only thing I don't have.
Yeah.
You
But
know?
is a GMT, I mean, like a lot of these features on watches, it's not really necessary in this modern day, right? But I don't even buy a GMT. If you're traveling somewhere, you know, you're like 3 hours ahead of your home time, right? So if it's 8 p.m., then you know it's 5 p.m. back home, right?
Yeah, of course. And the thing about the Rolex GMT is, I mean, it's not a diver's watch, but it is a diver's style watch. to me. Like, it looks like a diver's watch, right?
It does, yeah.
So does it really add much more to the Starbucks? I don't know, but the vintage Pepsis, they're cool. And for me, to be honest, I think it'll sit in my safe a lot. Like, I'm sort of, I think they're a good investment at the moment. So that's part of it.
Yeah.
So
Hey, chat, can we get some super chats going on?
Yeah, where's the money?
Yeah, come on, guys.
Where is the money, you fuckers?
Do some super chat.
Super chat, super chat.
By the way, we don't get anything from this. This is all for Archie's.
I get fuck all. I get Arch screaming at me on the phone about buying a Mercedes. Don't do it, Jakey. Luxy, the big news in the Jakeyverse this week is my divorce went through. So fucking hooray for me.
Congratulations.
The deal I did got approved, so it's all fucking done.
When you say deal, are you happy with the deal or not?
It's a very good deal. I'm actually like stoked with the deal.
Okay. So it was all amicable and it was all
super amicable, a very reasonable amount of money. Like, you know, if she wanted to, she could have said, which of your Rolex do you want me to fucking take? She didn't even include the watches in the settlement.
Yeah, but why would she? They're your watches, right?
Well, yeah, but legally she's entitled to half of everything.
But if she's a good girl and you met her and she was a good girl, hopefully she wouldn't become a gold digging bitch, right?
She's not that type of person, and she didn't do that.
So
but I'm just you're never fucking done. Yeah, it was very swiftly done, actually, Jamie. It was.
That's how it should be. That's how it should be, right?
Yeah, I'll tell you the story though. So basically, the way it works is, if it's amicable, you do the deal and then you submit it to the court, and like a registrar signs off on it to make it binding, right? Thanks, Angelic. Thank you. Just reading your message there. Thank you, bud. And a lawyer to draft this. It was 1.5 pages of shit. Okay, the lawyer to draft this wanted $12,000. $12,000. I couldn't find it cheaper. $12,000. They said, well, we've got to go through all this discovery, and then she'll have to get legal advice, and it'll go back and forth, and it's just fucking $12,000.
Let me guess. Her legal advice is free, right? Let me guess.
When I did it myself, right? You can submit it yourself. There's a DIY kit from the government online. Okay, I submitted the first one. They said there's a few things you have to fix up. I fixed it up and put it back in. The whole thing cost me $200. So a lawyer was going to charge me $12,000. They probably would have fucked it up 50,000 times. A useless cunts. Yeah. And I spent $200 and did it.
Yeah, good.
How fucked is that?
Yeah.
Have you got any kids?
No kids.
So that's good. You can just end it with this girl and then be done.
So we had a property. I mean, the property was sort of a bit of a thing, but it worked out. I'm telling you, Luxy, I dodged a bullet. It made me really think, next time around, eventually I'll meet someone I want to, spend a lot of time with, my life with, all the rest of it. I tell you what, it's pretty fucking scary. Like, if I had kids or if she wanted to be a bitch about it, she could have ruined my life. She really could have ruined my life.
Yes.
And so it makes you, and then everybody wonders why in the West there's a declining birth rate. And I'll tell you why there's a fucking declining birth rate.
Jakey, this is part of the game. This is the plan. This is what they're trying to do.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
why is there a declining? I am exactly the person this country should want to have kids. I'm 30. I have money. I'm a stable guy. I have a good family. Like, the country should be fucking throwing money at me to have kids with a wife, right? And after going through this, I'm like, fucking hell, I'd have to have rocks in my head.
If you want money thrown at you, go to Japan. Japan is throwing money at people to get married.
It's just a bit cooked. I mean, no wonder the birth rate's in decline. It's too hard. It's too fucking hard to have kids. It's painful.
Yeah, and then
you want to make it easy for people.
I saw something not too long ago, a video of they were showing this guy in the 50s in America, right? And he was just like a factory worker, simple job. And they're like, okay, this guy has a house, 2 kids, a car, and a wife that stays at home and looks after the family, all on that basic wage, and they're like, imagine that today. No fucking way. No one can fucking do that.
It'd be fucking impossible. People are shit with money, though. That's the other thing I'll say is, you know, I've got mates that complain about money and they make a decent living. The truth is they're just bad with money.
Yeah, that happens.
There's a lot of that too. Like, I think there's a bit of a lack of, as we've become more consumeristic, the financial literacy has gotten much worse, and people do waste a lot of fucking money.
Yeah, 100%.
You know, because I know people that make 90 grand a year that manage to buy a property and do this and do all the rest of it, and there's some compromising involved, but they manage to do it. And then I know people on 150 grand a year that don't have a snowflake's chance in fucking hell of doing those things because they just waste money left, right, and center. So it sort of goes both ways. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%. No, I was having this discussion with my dad on the weekend because we caught up, and you know, he's a boomer and they paid off their house when he was like in his mid-30s and stuff like that. Like, just ridiculous, you know, stuff that you just couldn't do today.
Yeah.
And he's saying, oh, you know, young people these days, you know, they want too much and they travel too much and this and that. I have to explain to him, like, you know, the maths of it is undeniable. Like, it is so much harder for someone to buy a house these days than it was like 30 years ago and stuff like that, right?
Yeah. How many times your salary? How many times your yearly salary do you need to get an average house?
13 times the average salary. Like,
in Sydney, it's insane. In Melbourne, it's fine, but in Sydney, it's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It's crazy.
It's disgusting.
But also, you got to think about the tax. Just before you know, not just your yearly salary. Let's say you're making 50 grand, but you're not making 50 grand. Because once you take the tax out of it, whereas back in the day, I don't think taxes were high as what they are now.
Yeah, you could be right.
But you know what? The problem
and the VAT,
even not from an income tax perspective, the government is always the problem in the housing. This is the thing. I mean, you know, I've worked in government. I know a lot about government, and every program they come up with to try and help people to buy houses just pumps the market. The best thing the government could do is reduce stamp duty, because that is a huge barrier to buying a fucking house, right? And just stay the fuck out of it and let it function like a healthy, normal market where sometimes it goes up and sometimes it goes down. But they fiddle with it all the fucking time, and it contributes to the problem. Like, the government should just not touch it. Not touch it. It's just fucked. It's just fucked. You know, like it's just a mess. But then,
so what are you guys going to do with the house, Jake? Are you going to keep it, or she's going to?
So I bought her out. I bought her out. So we bought our place. It's a nice place. Like, it's a big apartment. It's like a big 3-beddy, 2-story, 130 square meter apartment. Like, it's a nice one. And so basically, I bought her out, and then I got a housemate in my spare room.
Oh, good.
Because I could pay this mortgage by myself, but I wouldn't have, like, it would be, I'd have to make some lifestyle compromises that I don't want to make.
Yeah. Yeah.
So it's going pretty well. Nelly's right. I mean, and there's a few people saying this in the chat. There are cheap houses. They exist. But people, you know, my generation, there's a bit of an expectations management issue. There's no fucking question about that. Everybody wants their first house to be in Pran or in Collingwood. And the truth is, like, I did that, but I've had an exceptional career. I make a lot of money for my age, right? So that's one thing. But if you didn't have an exceptional career and you haven't worked exceptionally hard and you don't make exceptional money, then don't expect to buy an exceptional property. The truth is, you will have to move to the outer suburbs, and there's nothing wrong with that. And, you know, but because everybody's on Instagram and everybody wants to be a fucking celebrity these days, they think that their first house should be a really expensive Edwardian house in Elsternwick. And I'm sorry, it just doesn't fucking work like that. And you know what? It would be nice to hear a political leader say, you know what? Like, you're actually not you're entitled to a decent home and shelter. You're not nobody is entitled to luxury. Luxury is not an entitlement. But my generation, we think we're entitled to luxury. We do. I do. We all do. And it's toxic.
Yeah. Well, I'll add to that. Like, I was driving through a suburb today where it used to be really shitty old fibro homes, like just really kind of small, cheaply built homes. And now, it's a lot of Arabs live in that area, right? And they love everything grand, right? They prefer to live out in like a shitty suburb, but have a grand house and a Range Rover or something, right?
Yeah.
And it's so true. Like you compare what people are, still are living in, but what was built, like say 40 years ago compared to the houses that they're building now, they're like palaces in comparison.
Yeah, that's right. They're huge and they look like shit. They look shit.
A lot of these suburbs too, like they've got that cookie cutter look, like everything looks exactly the fucking same.
There's nothing worse. There is nothing worse. Like and with the narrow streets and the huge houses, and people park their fucking, because everyone's got 3 cars, so they park their fucking cars and boats everywhere. It is my worst nightmare. I would rather rent than fucking buy a place out there.
And they're all SUVs as well, so they're like no one can fucking park the thing, no one can drive the thing, but they really want some massive car.
No, and you got to hear everyone's fucking dog barking all the time. Like I just couldn't stand it.
Yeah.
I just couldn't stand it. I'm a snob. I'm a snob, Panerai. That's the fucking truth. I'm a snob.
Whereabouts in Melbourne do you live?
I live in South Yarra.
Oh, okay. That's not far. How long does it take you to get to the city?
Oh, like I live right on the tram line. I'm sort of close to St Kilda Road. So like it's like a 15-minute tram ride to Swanston Street, I guess.
Yeah, nice.
It's actually, you know what? I actually sort of wish I was on the train. The train's much better than the tram, but it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Yeah. I really like Melbourne. It's a beautiful city. Beautiful city.
Yeah, I love Melbourne. I love the main city of Melbourne. Because I'm a foodie, right? So I love all the food culture in Melbourne. It's great.
Oh, it's
I love
cool.
Movida.
Yes.
Movita's my favorite restaurant.
There's so many good places.
There's also a pub there that I love. It's called the Charles Dickens Hotel.
Let me look that up. Have I been there? Dickens Hotel. Is that in? I think I have been there.
Luxy, you able to bring it up on the screen?
City. Yeah. I'm sure I've fucking been there.
Is Luxy there?
I don't know if he's there.
Oh, I think he's so.
There's heaps of good pubs. I don't go to the pub enough because I always go to wine bars.
Yeah. Oh, you're a wine drinker, are you?
Yeah. And you don't really take girls on dates to pubs these days. It's not really part of the shtick. You go to the wine bar, cafe or wine bar.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. More of an intimate, moody vibe. The pub is sort of not. Yeah, it's not really on. Seb Nelly, Jake, what do you think Bacchus Marsh? Yeah, I like all of these as places to buy. Melbourne is just so cheap. I wish I'd waited a couple of years. I probably paid a bit too much for my place, but at the moment, my take on it is Adelaide and Brisbane are the places that are booming, but sort of 3 years ago, they were dirt cheap, and now they're more expensive than Melbourne. I think Melbourne will have its day. You want to go counter-cyclical, right? So if Melbourne's in a shitter, you buy in Melbourne. And if somewhere else is in the shitter, you buy in there, and then it comes back up. So that's my take on it anyway. And eventually there'll be a change of government down here, and I think there's a few things that will prime Melbourne for it. So we'll see. I hope that's the case for me, but I genuinely think that's it.
Yeah. No, it's so true. Sometimes Brisbane's up and sometimes Melbourne's up, and Sydney's always just fucking crazy.
Sydney's always fucked. It's never going down, is it?
No,
Ever.
no. But you can't beat the harbour, the Sydney harbour.
No, you can't. You can't.
I've worked with people from all overseas, and they'll always say to you, like, "Oh, nowhere else in the world do you have something like Sydney harbour."
No, it's so true. It is physically just such a beautiful city. It's fucking stunning on that harbour.
Yeah.
And flying into Sydney is one of the great joys. I think flying into Sydney is just stunning. Looking over it.
Yeah,
it's a great city, but it's becoming a bit like America, Sydney. Like it's so unequal. You know, if you want to, you know, most people that live in Sydney, you know, they never go to fucking Sydney Harbour because it's so far away, you know,
Yeah.
and they live fucking in the middle of nowhere. Like, it's a bit brutal.
Yeah, it's very very hard to get to. I mean, I grew up in the western suburbs of Sydney, and yeah, trying to get to the beach or trying to get into the city, have a night out, and then get back home again. It's fucked. It's so difficult. We live closer to the city now, which is good, and it's just such a change of lifestyle. You know, just being able to like catch a ferry and get into the city, and yeah, it's amazing.
That's the
But
way to
then
live.
where I live, mate, you know, our place wouldn't be much wider than a car garage for most people's home. You know,
Is that right? How many beddies?
just two.
Yeah, yeah. So you're in like sort of one of those like workers' cottage style places.
Correct. Yeah, it
No,
was
they're
an old,
cool though. Those are a vibe. I like them.
yeah. Well, it used to be an old um, oh, people working on the docks used to live there, live where we
Yeah,
are.
yeah. But now it's a yuppie thing to do. I like those. There's a lot of those in my area, and they're fucking cool. Has it got 2 bathrooms or 1 bathroom?
So could sort of say 1.5.
Yeah, yeah, sure.
Put in an
But
extra toilet.
if it's just you and the missus, that's fine.
Yeah, yeah,
See,
yeah.
in
That's
Melbourne,
right.
in like a really good part of Melbourne, they're around 1.2, I want to say. Unrenovated 1 to 1.1. Whereas in Sydney, they're like $2 million, right? Like, it's insane.
Yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah,
Fucking
I
nuts.
mean, it's fucking shit that's just totally run down, and the renovation costs as well now as well is just
Yeah.
so high.
It's fucked. It's fucked.
Sydney,
I
right?
actually,
Aussie talk
I'm
in a
actually,
relaxed format.
yeah,
This is like
I'm
a new
actually,
direction for the Archie channel, I think, from all the
I'm
drama.
actually thinking about, here's the Jakey property play, okay? Assuming I stay single, which is the fucking plan here, is my 3-beddy, I could rent it for a lot. I can rent it for $1,500 a week. Like, it'd be positively geared. It's really fucking nice. I get a lot of money for it. And then buy a sort of place like what you've got and just live there by myself. Because a 2-beddy, 1.5 bathroom for a single guy, and it's a house, like, that's a pretty fucking cool setup, I think.
Oh yeah, but then you might
You know what I
meet
mean?
someone as well, and like, do you want to
Yeah,
have
I
kids?
know. I don't know if I want to have kids. I don't know. Maybe in 10 years.
Yeah, and then you'll be what, 40?
I'll be 40. Yeah, I'll marry a 30-year-old when I'm 40 and have kids. It's perfect.
Yeah, and then when they leave school, you're going to be like close to retirement age, and I don't know, man.
No, I mean, there's never a good time to have them. Let's be real. There's always compromises.
Yeah, yeah, that's
You know
true.
what I mean? There's always
Yeah,
compromises, right?
yeah. Well, you have them too young, and then you don't have a lot of money, and then you can't give them a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
A
I don't
little
want
bit
them for the
older.
next 5 years because, like, through my 20s, I was with my missus for 11 years. So since I was 19, so I've never been single before. This is the first time. And I really need time just to be single, I think. I think it's healthy for me. Where's Luxy gone?
I don't know.
That fucker, Luxy, if you don't get back on here right now, you're not getting your $25. I'll tell you that.
Mate, I think this is the Panerai Ferrari and Jakey show now.
So did Archie say anything earlier, or did he just sit there, just sort of, oh yeah, you know?
Oh, he didn't say much. I jumped on today to the morning live stream, and that seems a lot more happening. Like these ones at nighttime, because
Yeah,
that one, it's nighttime in Europe and America.
yeah,
So everyone watching, they're like from America and stuff like that. And some people like giving Archie like $200 for a live stream, and
yeah. It's
I know for like a
crazy.
super chat, and like $100, and like they're just coming in. Like here, like fucking hell, how many? We've been on for like an hour and a half. We got like $2, £2, £2, £5.
Yeah, yeah. This show used to pump a bit more, actually. Like a year ago, you'd have 5 or 6 panelists on. Like, it used to be a bit more dynamic, but it's dropped off a little bit. I have to admit, I've dropped off the show quite a bit.
Well, you know,
Quite a bit.
today as well, you might not have heard me talk about it, but I went on to another of these live streams. I won't mention the channel because I don't want to promote another channel on Archie's channel, right?
No,
but
you'll have the shits, yeah.
they were some of the people that were once, part of these streams, right? Just sort of get an understanding because I was quite new. I'm quite new to all of this live streaming, and just to see, what they're talking about, who's who, and what's going on, and all of that sort of stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's cool. I've never done any other shows. I probably should get into it. There's a couple of guys who said, "Oh, you should come join us on the show," but I don't know. I really like Arch, so that's the thing.
Yeah, no, I'm an Archie fan, man. I'm loyal to the Archie channel, and support him.
Thanks to all the punters in the chat. Everybody's been saying nice things about my separation and how it's all going and all the rest of it. I appreciate it. It's been a really fucking stressful time for me, so thanks.
Yeah, well, you're lucky you just make a clean break, man, and, just move on with your life. And
she's seeing some guy. Talk about fucking clean break. 2 weeks ago, she was fucking yelling at me because I was dating, and now she's like, "Oh yeah, I'm seeing this guy. I really like him." I'm like, "What the fuck?" But it's all clean. It's all good. There's always going to be a little bit of there's a little bit of awkwardness. You know what I mean? Yeah. Nelson Oliveira's right. People do send PayPals to Archie. I always send PayPals because I don't want Google to take 30% of my fucking thing.
That's a good idea. ArchieLuxury72@gmail.com. Send PayPals now.
I always send PayPals because otherwise YouTube takes 30%.
Is that how much they take? 30%?
Yeah, it's huge. It really is big.
Yeah.
That's fucking ridiculous.
Spunky Hunky, that's a good point. The relatively low prices in Melbourne are misleading because a lot of people are selling their rental properties. In my building, there's been 3 properties sold in the last 2 months, and they were all landlords getting the fuck out of Melbourne. That's exactly right. All landlords just doing fire sales, like just selling cheap, really, really fucking cheap because it's just not worth it anymore. And this is the other thing. This is going to be my last government rant, okay? I support renters' rights. I was a renter for a long time. I'm a Labor man. I support renters' rights. But the one thing the government has to keep in mind is that every time you bring in a new thing that makes it hard to be a landlord, 2 things happen. Landlords leave the market, which means there's less rental properties, which drives up the cost of renting, or people who are remaining as landlords need to increase the cost of the rent to mitigate the risk of their investment. So the people who really pay for these rental reforms, it's not really landlords. Ultimately, renters pay. Ultimately, it all gets passed on to renters. So it's all a bit fucked down here, actually. But that's a really good point, Spunky. That's exactly what I think is going on. So just buy Rolex. I think buy Rolex instead. Lux, when are you buying Rolex? And what Rolex are you buying?
I'm never buying Rolex. I don't like Rolex.
Oh, what are you getting? What happened?
What happened there?
Yeah, sorry. I'll be back.
Fuck. Whatever happened to Lux's cat? Do you know the story of Lux's cat? That all right?
No.
He bought this cat called Pepper, and there was speculation that the cat had been offloaded, and we haven't seen Pepper in a very long time.
What happened to Pepper?
I don't know. We'll ask him when he gets back. Brian today says if you give Super Chat from iPhone, Apple takes another 30%.
Yeah, I just saw that.
No, that's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's a story that another channel likes to push, but it's complete bullshit. That is not true.
Oh,
hey,
okay.
Luxy, what happened to Pepper? Can we see Pepper?
Dude, didn't you just hear like a whole fucking vase fall on the floor? That was her.
Was that Pepper?
Yes.
You want to see Millie? Your cat is doing that, and my little Millie. I'll just show you. Just a second. Where is she? I look like fucking shit right now. How do I turn the thing around? There she is, my little princess.
Sleeping.
Say hi to the punters, Millie. This is all she does all day.
That's okay. What about nights? Is she a monster at nighttime?
See, look, she wants the scratches. No, she woke me up this morning, the little fuck, but she just sleeps with me all night like this. She's just a really nice little cat.
Doesn't she run around like
No,
my cat is like
no.
a dog. He wants me to throw the toys to the cat, and he wants me to fetch and all that shit.
No, Millie doesn't do any of that stuff.
My cat growls like a dog. If someone's coming near the house, like someone's coming to the door, she'll go like a fucking dog.
Your cat sounds a bit nuts, Luxy.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Oh, Mr. X, I adopted the cat. So, yeah, I got to keep her. But Maddie gets visitation once a week, which I kind of don't like. Hey, sweetie. Oh, meow.
Brian, every crypto is anonymous, isn't it? I thought all crypto is anonymous. Is that not right? I thought all crypto was anonymous. Maybe you mean like tracking. Maybe Brian means the tracking of the transfers. Yeah, I get what you mean if he's talking about the tracking of the transfers. By the way,
T-Dubs is backstage.
Oh, where?
Let's say g'day. Let's say g'day before you jump off.
Where is it?
It's in the chat. It says T-Dubs backstage.
Yeah, he's in the chat, but he's not backstage.
Maybe you left. T-Dubs, come back.
By the way, I need to end the show soon. I gotta go for dinner.
Yeah, that's okay. What are you having for dinner?
Thai food.
Is it called Thai food in Thailand, or is it just food?
No, it's called Thai food because you got.
Because like when I go to a normal restaurant, I don't go. I'm going for Aussie food.
No. Because in Thailand, you got fucking everything. You got Japanese, you got Indian, you got Thai, you got Korean. There's fucking everything here.
Yeah, it's cool. I've decided to go to Japan next year again. I'm going back.
Yeah, you should go. You should go.
I loved it so much.
I love Japan. I'll go with you, okay?
Yeah, that'd be fun, dude.
Yeah.
G'day, Luxy. G'day, Jakey. Panerai Ferrari, is it? Panerai Ferrari. Jakey, you're a lucky man, mate. You're a lucky man. So? You got out clean. Oh, mate.
I got out clean.
Mate. Mate, if you had kids, mate, you would have lost 70 or 80%.
Hey, T-Dubs, look how much I paid. I put it in the chat.
No, I'm not interested in how much you pay. I'm just saying you would have lost your shirt, mate, because children, even if it's amicable with the separation with children, and you work it all out yourself, the lawyers, even if they get a bee in their bonnet over something, it's just it's a fucking nightmare, mate.
It's a nightmare.
What about what's her name? The premier down there. How's she going? She's copping a lot of shit.
I think I can't go too heavy into it, but the polling is not good. The polling is not good. It's not good.
Well, when you go renaming parks, mate, I mean it's okay to give a nod to a certain demographic or a culture, but renaming parks that have been named that for years and expect the locals are going to swallow it. I mean,
yeah, I know. Yeah,
mate, if you can get $1,500 a week for your apartment or whatever it is, I'd fucking get out, mate. I'd go to Thailand. Go to Thailand for a few years.
Yeah, I'm considering something like that. I don't know. I'm just going to chill for 6 months. You know what I mean? Like I got to spend 6 months in my place. Just take it easy. No big life fucking things, and just take it easy for a while. Because every year I go, I'm going to take it easy this year. And this year I got fucking divorced. I went overseas 3 times. I got a housemate. I bought a fucking Mercedes. I bought 2 new watches. It's just too. I've got to slow down. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't overcapitalise, mate. I mean, it's all nice having these things, but I mean, you're 30. You've come out at 10 years married.
Yeah.
Mate, I don't know what your work commitments are, but mate, if I was you, in your position, I'd be. You rent out places, but you got to be careful of who you put in. You got to vet. you know, or they could be all right at the start, and then they could lose their job, and their world could turn to shit, and they could start kicking the shit out of the place.
You
know,
never
I've seen
know.
that
You
happen.
never know. Yeah.
And you can't get them out. But
No, but I would.
mate,
What I would do is I would rent my place furnished, and they do like corporate rentals where the company pays for it. You do something like that, and then I don't have to worry about it. You literally. I've got a friend, a good friend who's a real estate agent. He's like a pretty senior one in Melbourne, and he says we have like a client list for places like your place, and we have like an executive client list, and you would rent it fully furnished as it is, including all the art, everything, right? And you just give them the keys, and the company pays in 6-month increments. They pay up front. So he just did one around the corner for an executive at Panasonic.
Wow. Okay. Rightio.
So I could do that.
There you
I
go.
could do that.
You could
But
do
then
that.
I've got to live somewhere.
Yeah. That's, you know, I mean, if you've been
But I
living in
could
the same
even
place
rent
for
this
so
place out and go and rent a cheaper place somewhere else, like a smaller place somewhere else.
Mm.
You know, like there's a lot of options, but I'm just going to take it easy for a while. What's happening in your world, bud?
Not much, mate. Not much at all.
Hey guys, I've got to jump
Not
off.
much at all.
Yeah, I need to wrap
Okay,
this up.
Panerai.
Yeah, I'll catch you
Yeah,
guys.
I just come on to say that, Jake. All right,
Thank
Panerai.
you. Thank you.
Thank you,
See
Panerai.
you.
It's appreciative to talk to you.
Yeah.
No
good
worries.
to catch
Thanks
up,
for having
guys.
me again. Good to chat to you guys.
Thank you. Enjoy your evening.
Okay. See you guys.
See you,
Take care.
bud.
See you, mate.
Lux, are you gonna read the super chats?
Yes. Here we go. A big thank you to Golden Babber, $2, Rich Mitch, £2 Rich Mitch, £2 and the Gangster, £5. Thank you,
Nice.
everybody. Thank you to you, Jakey. Thank you to you, T-Dubs. T-Dubs, you got any last words? Oh,
he's gone. I tell you what, Archie's Beamer, $1,000 a week. Fuck, $1,000 a month. Fuck me dead. That is brutal, Luxy.
I really don't understand why he bought a brand new car. It's not rocket science, is it?
I mean, for fuck's sake, like everybody knows that you don't do that. So what you're paying 7% interest on something that depreciates fucking $1,000 a month. Oh, Jesus Christ! It just kills me.
As an outro, here is the Chinese shitter that got a 0 star. This is actually the proper test. Fuck, where is it? Here's the video.
The test crash. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck! Look at it bounce.
Look how far in it goes. Look at the door. See how just like crumple the door. The worst is the driver. The driver gets the most fucked. Look at that door.
Oh, you'd be dead. Broken neck.
The passenger doesn't seem to be that bad. See, look, the door doesn't crumple on the passenger, does it? See this side, the passenger looks okay.
Yeah, the passenger looks fine, but the driver.
Oh yeah, because it's on the bollard is on the driver's side.
But look at the fucking. You're mangled.
If you look inside, you'll see the headpieces of the doll falling off its head, like the neck.
Jesus Christ. That's scary, isn't it?
Side impact. Look at the side impact, it's really bad. It literally just caves in.
It's fucked.
Yeah, this is crazy. So it's making me think twice about a Chinese EV, to be honest.
Yeah, they're garbage. They are garbage. I've been in some of the BYDs, and they kind of got a cool interior.
Yeah, I like all the fancy colors on the interior, right?
Yeah, they're kind of all right. And when they used to say "build your dreams" on the back of the car, I wouldn't have owned one. But now it just says BYD. I think they're kind of cool.
But don't you think it's mutton dressed as lamb?
Oh yeah, of course it is, Lexi. Now I've driven the Mercedes around. Like I could never go back. It's just so fucking good to drive. It feels completely different. It's the difference between you're with a woman and let's say there's one that's loosey-goosey and one that's not loosey-goosey. That's the difference.
Yes, tighty-whitey.
Yes, a whole different fucking experience.
Of course. All right. On that note, let's wrap it up.
Good night, Luxy boy.
Good night. Thank you. Take care.
See you, bud. Bye.
And congratulations.
Thank you. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye. Bye.
Come on, mate, I'm not like the shroom! The shroom! I'm not like the shroom! Answer me call, man. Come on.